administration in Tobago. And it's at this juncture I know all our administrators are listening intently. Madam Presiding Officer, effective and efficient public service delivery in Tobago and Trinidad has been an inconsistent reality. There are thousands of testimonies from citizens about poor, disturbing quality of public service delivery in Tobago. This raises the specter of bureaucratic politics, a huge, permanent, and virtually uncontrollable organization called the THA, run by entrenched, unelected, and politically appointed officials. Having had my own unpleasant experiences and a notable body of complaints since becoming Chief Secretary, Madam Presiding Officer, I have no need for further evidence or argument to convince me that we need to fix this. Madam Presiding Officer, adapting the requirements of bureaucracy to those of democracy has been a persistent challenge for public administration generally. The core issue is accountability, the capacity of the public to hold public officials accountable for their actions or inactions. Public officials' accountability is a key and permanent feature in the greatest little island that we are building.
Yes.
Towards this end, Madam Officer, my team has been in discussions with a number of international institutions and agencies with the aim of securing technical support and grant funding to effect our public administration reform agenda. Discussions were had with IADB, UNDP, CDB, and numerous private sector entities. Conversations were also had with the Ministry of Digital Transformation and a suite of other government agencies. In these dialogues, I made a very strong case for the THA to be the pilot for these projects and programs. In keeping with this, Madam Presiding Officer, we propose to launch a new initiative titled Innovate Tobago, designed to get this right. Madam Presiding Officer, Innovate Tobago is conceived as a public service initiative that promotes, encourages, and incentivizes public servants to come up with new and more efficient ways of doing their work. We are placing innovation at the heart of the public service delivery, and economic development. And so, Madam Presiding Officer, adjacent to and linking with Innovate Tobago, our aim is to transform the entire THA operations into an overarching digital ecosystem under a project titled Tobago Online. Tobago Online will have two key components, e-government and e-economy, aimed at the following: promotion of an integrated, efficient, and effective public service, development of a new and efficient way of delivering public service, fostering of efficiency growth in economic activity. Madam Presiding Officer, I'm happy to report that several commitments were made to provide technical and financial support towards our public administration reform agenda. The findings from the following audits will shape and define how we move forward with our public administration reform program. Process, system, HR and training needs, technology use, innovation, and customer service. It must be noted here that the audits will take place across all departments of the Assembly, notwithstanding the fact that the audit will define the way forward. Madam Presiding Officer, we recognize the need for immediate actions to be taken to improve public administration on the island. We also identified the need for some specific training for our senior public servants, and we have been providing such training. Relatedly, Madam Presiding Officer, we intend to build out and operationalize the previously announced Tobago Public Service Academy, which will be the premier training institution for the retooling and reskilling of our public servants on the island. I am on public record as saying that I support having the Tobago Public Service Academy, despite it was announced by my predecessor. And in the early days of coming into office, I announced that it will be one of the agenda items we will adopt and carry forward with. Because you see, Madam Presiding Officer, this administration recognizes that good governance includes continuity where things are good and abandoning things that are bad. So we continue the things that are good and we throw away the things that are bad. Madam Presiding Officer, another identified issue impacting public administration in the THA is the rapid rate at which our senior public servants are being transferred to act as deputy permanent secretaries and permanent secretaries in Trinidad. In keeping with Section 1 of the THA Act 40 of 1996, I have discussed this matter with the Prime Minister with the aim of us co-creating a solution to the problem. I propose, Madam Presiding Officer, to bring to this House and have Section 73 of Act 40 of 1996 be considered for amending by reclassifying administrators as permanent secretaries. Madam Presiding Officer, we are fixing this for our senior public servants on the island so that we will get better administration for Tobago. At the level of the executive, I have already issued mandate letters to secretaries in every division, clearly outlining the policy directives. However, this is only the first step. In fiscal 2023, we intend to establish the Policy Mandate Secretariat. The Secretariat will lead, guide, and support the implementation of the policy mandate framework in the divisions, departments, and special purpose companies of the THA. Madam Presiding Officer, our intention is to establish the Policy Mandate Secretariat in the office of the Deputy Chief Secretary before the end of fiscal 2023.